Welcome back to Life and with Keisha Niche. And today on our episode, we are going to be talking about avoiding comparing and being happy for other success. So, since I introduced the topic, I'm going to let Niche start it.
So, I want to start off for like the reason why people compare in the first place. I feel like today with social media being so important, I guess, in people's lives, it's easy to compare your life to other people because of what you may see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just seeing how other people live and stuff, you may feel like, and it could be an age thing or whatever. You can feel like, well, how come, this person has obtained this by a certain age and I'm at the age and I haven't obtained it, or, why a certain person may look the way they are, or why their relationship is. So it's just, I feel like this day and time is so easy to compare yourself to others. And I feel like it's more challenging to not compare yourself and kind of be comfortable within your own skin and
Mm-hmm.
how your own role is going. Have you like ever had a time in your life where you found yourself comparing, like not intentionally, but you just found
Mm-hmm.
yourself comparing yourself and wishing that it could be something different?
Yes and no. When I look at, someone successful and like younger than me, I'll be like, yeah, like damn, I'm this age and I'm like, damn, they making more money than me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
it's I'm not jealous or anything. It's just like,
Right.
I gotta do something for me. But it's not like I'm looking at their life and saying, oh, I need to do what they doing. I'm trying
Right.
to do something where I could be myself, feel comfortable
Mhm.
in my own skin, like you mentioned,
Mhm.
but be a better me. And I always wanted to be successful anyway. It's just like sometimes you get stuck, and when you get stuck, you're like, okay, how do I get to this point where I want to be, like for a
Mhm.
business or whatever? Like, how can I start it from the bottom on up?
Mhm.
And sometimes, as I'm looking at that, I start, overthinking stuff like that. But
Definitely.
at the end of the day, you don't really have to overthink. You just need the right people in your corner. You need
Mhm.
to either find a site or something that has everything combined so you can just focus mainly on your business or
Mhm.
whatever. But you got to also realize that they are now celebrities, but how they got there, they may have somebody like a relative or whatever that
Mhm.
had that background. So sometimes they did get things handed out to them.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes they just got that good connection, so
Mhm.
um I look at those type of things and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have that, so I'm trying to start, like I said, like from scratch, like I don't
Right.
have business owners in my family.
Right.
And I'm trying to be the first one just like I was the first one to go to college. So um but for me, I don't look at people and be like, oh, I want to be like them. I want to do what they doing. I'm
Mhm.
just not that person. I was never that person. Like if you got a bag or you got shoes, be like, oh, they cute, girl. Where you get them from? I may ask you where you get them from, but I'm not the
Right.
type to go out there and get what you get in and be like, oh yeah, I got these. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I
Right.
also didn't want people to ask me where I got my stuff from so they can go out there and copy it. I'll be like, I don't know, my mom got these. I don't know where she got them from. Like I just never wanted to be like everybody else. I just wanted to be me and comfortable in my own skin. I was
Mhm.
always a leader and not a follower. Um, and I always try to, encourage the people around me, siblings, and to do what you want to do and stop following people because you follow the wrong crowd, you just messed up like them. So I never wanted to be that type of person. Even like, we talked about like having a kids situation. Like I said, I never want to see myself being a mom,
Mhm.
but just because my sisters had kids didn't mean I was gonna have them, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
following people.
Right.
So and I also don't want people to follow me, if that makes sense. Like I mean, I want them to, like, I don't want them to do it maliciously. Like we talked about this before off
Mhm.
record. And it was like, okay, well, if I say I'm going to do something, don't hurry up and try to jump in front of me to do what I'm doing. And then you wind up failing at it because you're trying to be malicious and
Right.
do something that I'm passionate about. And so you
Mhm.
try to make that your passion. But that's really not, you're not giving it all you all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, But at the end of the day, I do want to encourage people to be successful in their own,
Right. Your
passion.
own lane, right.
Yeah, in their own lane. Don't cross my lane, and don't be jealous of me because I'm not jealous of you. I want to learn from you. Yeah. So if you got the
Right.
background and you got that experience, yes, I want to be up on game. I want to be like, okay, girl, this is what you got to do, X, Y, and Z. But don't act like I'm asking you something so I can get ahead of you. You see what I'm saying? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
where the jealousy and stuff come from. It's confusing the way, I guess, that the way how I'm saying it, but if you really think about it, it's not that confusing.
No, it's
Because I'm
not.
just listening to my own self as I'm talking to.
It's not
Because it's
confusing.
like, oh yeah, I don't want you doing what I'm doing, but I don't want you to educate me on stuff. And that's what I'm here for too. I want to be that guiding and help educate you on certain stuff. So
Right.
that way you be like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like for an example, buying a house. I need to know, like, what do I need to get my house, like, but don't be secretive about it. And then when I get it, you all up on me, like, no, you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
Like those type of things. So, but yeah, I just, I'm really not a jealous person. Like, I want to see you win. Like, I want to see all
Mm-hmm.
of us win. I want us to be
Right.
like, okay, that's my go-to girl. That's, she got a boutique. She got, her hair business. She got this and that and the third. We winning. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But, I never see myself being jealous because if you can do it, I can do it. That's just how I am.
That's true. I mean, that's true. And what they like they say, comparison is a thief of joy. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
always constantly comparing yourself to someone else and wishing that you had what they had, like you said, you don't know what they went through to get to where they are. So
Yeah.
you can't be so quick to just want somebody else's life or want what they have. Focus
Right.
on your own lane, use it as motivation instead of being
Right.
jealous of it. Like
And
that's
like you
how I
said
am.
too,
Yeah, that's how I am. I use
social
it,
media.
yeah. I mean, but that's why it's so easy. And then you gotta remember, like younger generations and stuff are looking on social media, and
Right.
these kids are making bags and stuff at younger and younger ages. So
Mm-hmm.
it's easier for older people too, like you were saying in the beginning, to look and be like, "Hey, she making that." But like you said, you using it as motivation to
Right.
further yourself, and using it for drive and
Mm-hmm.
ambition to pick yourself up and be like, all right, I gotta go harder, I gotta do more, doing it that way instead of being jealous of somebody else's success, because again, you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it took for them to get there. And that's how I am
Yeah.
too. I'm not really a jealous person. I look at other people's lives and stuff as inspiration. If they're in a spot that I want to be in, like you said, I want to learn from them too. I want to know what they did, what strategies they use, to get there. And just because I may use the same strategies don't mean mine is going to turn out the same way theirs is, because what's meant for me is meant for me, just like what's meant for them is meant for
Mm-hmm.
them. So I always look to motivate, and I feel like you feel. I've never been like the jealous type or anything like that, but I just use it as motivation, and I'm always cheering somebody on, even if they're
Yes.
ahead of me. I'm still going to cheer you on because, like I keep saying, you don't know what it took. So that
Mm-hmm.
takes success. I'm gonna keep cheering you on. I'm gonna keep being in your corner and backing you up, being your cheerleader, whatever you need. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna use it as motivation to do what I need to do. So,
Right. And
yeah.
like you said, social media is just out there for like glitz and glam. It's not always glitz and glam. Like I saw where they
Mhm.
was a video where they pretended like they, was on an airplane. All they was doing was sitting in one. And then they showed a picture like, oh yeah, I'm flying here and I'm flying there. It was like one who had a pool full filled with rose petals and things like that. You would think they in some type of nice jacuzzi and a nice hotel or
Mhm.
something, but they just faking it
It
till they
probably was
make
like,
it.
look, it probably was a little blow up pool.
And it was
See?
outside door,
See?
outdoors, in a background, and they like it's just all about the aim of the
Mhm.
camera,
Mhm.
So
All about them angles.
all
Yeah.
about the angles. but but yeah, like I was never that jealous person, and I was
Me too.
never like, oh, you got that, I'm gonna get it too. Like,
Mhm.
no, I always wanted to be different.
Me too. I
Yeah,
always
and
wanted to
I
be
never
different
wanted
too.
to follow somebody. I wanted to, I don't want people to follow me, but I mean, in a sense of that help guiding and things like that, but not
Mhm.
actually doing exactly what I said I was going to do. Like
Right.
I said, being malicious, and then you
Right.
fail at it because you're
Right.
trying to outdo me. That's not. a friend. That's just somebody just trying to, do something that they really don't want to do just to do it just because you want to do it. And I don't like that type of stuff.
Right. Like you have to find what your passion is and
Mm-hmm.
what you willing to put your all into and work towards that. And again, use other people's success and stuff as motivation to keep working towards it so you can have your goal. It's always good to be different. You don't always want to follow the crowd. You want to set yourself apart and do your own thing. And
Right.
I
And
mean,
that's
I
how
guess
kind of this podcast came along. You
right. I
always
mean, I
wanted to
guess
do a podcast. I
right.
want to do it. I was like, come on, girl, let's do this
Let's
together.
together. Right.
And here we are. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they say imitation is flattery, but I think only to a certain extent that I feel like that is
Mm-hmm.
flattery because you don't, like you said, you don't want them doing exactly what you do. I don't need nobody doing exactly what I'm trying to do. Like, do your own thing, be successful
Mm-hmm.
in your own lane, so I can cheer
That's
you
where it
on.
comes scary too. Because I actually
Yeah.
saw a social media storyline about that. Like,
Mm,
she had a friend. They was doing exactly what they was doing, messing with the same guy she was messing
mm,
with. Like, it was basically she was just trying to be her clone.
mm.
And that's where it becomes dangerous.
It does become dangerous. I mean, and I think comparing too, it dwells on your self esteem because if you always comparing your life and what's going on with you to somebody else, then you don't feel as confident about yourself. It brings
Exactly.
how you feel about yourself down. So
Mm-hmm.
never be so quick to just compare your life to others or what you see because, like we said, on social
It ain't
media,
always glitz and glamour.
it's not always glitz and glamour, and 99% of the time, that stuff on there is fake and is what people want you to see. It ain't their
Mm-hmm.
real all day, everyday life. So you go on there just thinking that that's the way their lives is all the time, and you probably may meet somebody or whatever and figure out that ain't how it is. But for me
Like
being
that
older,
storyline.
right? But for me being older, I've come to realize because we come from the age where social media didn't exist. We didn't really hear
Yeah.
about and see celebrities and stuff like that. So from us coming from that generation, we could tell what's real and what's fake. But
Mm-hmm.
these other generations coming up, younger ones, they think that everything they see is how it really is in people's lives, and it's not. Relationship
And that's
wise,
because they don't
business
have them
wise,
conversations. That's why.
right. Everything is, the keyboard. Everything is, social
Mm-hmm.
media. People don't really talk to each other anymore to really
And
get
it's who
the
you
real.
know, who your
Right.
father is, who your
Right.
mother is. If you
Right.
already have that, that's why I said also, they wind up being, relatives and stuff like that and connections, they're already in the game. So they
Mhm.
already put you on game because they're already in there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
And
So,
sometimes family could be like that too. They can gatekeep too. I mean, it don't just be friends.
mhm.
They do that
True.
too. They
That's
don't
where
want,
it starts.
yeah, they can gatekeep and they can be successful, but they don't want you to outdo them. They want you to do just as
Mm-hmm.
good or not as good, but never go above. And I don't
Right.
think it should ever be that way. Whether it's friendship, family, whoever, they should cheer
Mm-hmm.
you on. If you pass them, they should be cheering you on no matter what, because that means it was meant for you. If it happens that way,
Right. But then here they come with their hand out.
right? That part.
And
That
your friends too.
right.
They get jealous of you, and then
Mhm.
you gotta cut them off too. I don't have no
Mhm.
problem cutting people off. And but then you gotta hire, protective services and what you call PIs and all that type of stuff just to
Mhm.
protect your life.
Mhm.
Like, because people get crazy out here just over your success, over
Exactly.
your money.
Mhm.
That's why you can't trust everybody.
Mhm. And that's why I've never been one to kind of to flaunt or show off what
Right.
I have. I've always been kind of a private person because it's like if I
Mm-hmm.
become wealthy and whatever like that, I don't need everybody to know that I'm wealthy because then, like you said, the hands is out, the jealousy, and we've seen
Mm-hmm.
so many stories. I heard so many stories about like rappers, actors
Mm-hmm.
that make it and then they get taken out of this world by their own neighborhood, by people
Yeah.
in their own neighborhood because they jealous of them. So it's
Yeah.
like I wouldn't even want to put myself out there if I was to make it like that. Like I would still, how I'm private now, I'm gonna remain private
I would
and
too.
live my life. I feel like it's
Even
more
with celebrities.
yeah,
Like,
it's peaceful that way.
I wouldn't even want them, like, like if we would go out or whatever, and they were like, oh, they got it because they got it, but it's not
Hmm.
like, oh, I'm gonna pay for my own stuff. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be hanging with you and be like,
Exactly.
okay, let me get this coach, and I know I can't afford it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing it, and that's why I like
Hmm.
Fantasia so much. She was like, you don't know what I got. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I lost everything twice.
Hmm.
And she was like, I go to the grocery stores. I don't have no maid. I cook for myself. I don't have no chef. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So she's like honest, but also like a human being.
Yeah.
You know?
Down to earth, basically.
Yes.
Down to earth. I
like
mean,
a real
I feel
human
like
being.
that's how
Like some
everybody should be.
people,
Nobody should let fame and fortune and stuff go to their head because it could be
they
here today
do.
and gone tomorrow. And the
Mm-hmm.
same people you stepped on the way up is the same people you're gonna see on your way down. So
Yeah, and
just
they're gonna step
definitely
on you because
right,
you
and
were
then
6
just
feet
stepping
under.
on you. So it's definitely good not to be showing off and all it like the conceitedness and all of that. There's no reason for it. There's
Mm-hmm.
no need for it. Just
It isn't.
like
Because with
Kendrick
that
Lamar
comes a
say,
nasty attitude.
right? Like Kendrick Lamar say, be humble. So
Yes, for real.
be humble because life will humble you if you're not. And leave it
Mm-hmm.
alone.
Right. And yeah, I don't have time for it. I
Mhm.
have a no tolerance policy. So I do, and I always talk about that like every episode because I really do. Like, and I've grown, like, and I guess, like, I'm really young, but my personality and the way that I am, it's
Mhm.
like back in the day. Like, I have no, I just have no tolerance for the dumb stuff. I really don't.
Mm-mm. I mean, there's no time for it. Life is short. We only got one life,
Mm-hmm.
so like keep the peace. We don't need time for all the drama. That's why I said stay focused in your own lane, something that you could be successful in and do your own thing. It's not good for everybody to follow people and do the same thing everybody else is doing. That's why we're
Mm-hmm.
all unique in shades and sizes and everything now because we're supposed to be different. We ain't supposed to do
Exactly.
everything that everybody else is doing. Or we
Everything
just
all
all be the
plain.
same. Right.
Boring world.
Right.
No
It'd be
color, no
boring, right?
nothing.
It would be boring if we all just did the same thing. Like we're
Right.
supposed to be different and do different things.
Like that one movie I saw. I'm like, what in the world? It was the same. I don't even remember what movie it was, but it was the same thing every day.
Mm.
I gotta figure it out what it was, but yeah, yeah.
Life would be
So,
so boring if it was like that. So boring.
mhm. But like I was saying, like even if it was a celebrity, like I just would want to just hang out and chill and know your personality. We could be good friends. I do not
Right.
want nothing from you. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? And just be
Yeah, but
friends or
just some
whatever.
knowledge. That's what I need. I don't need nothing
Yeah,
material.
I need the
I don't need no
knowledge.
money. I don't need you to buy me nothing. I don't need you to take me nowhere. Just some knowledge. Give me some
Yes,
real stuff that
that is
I
true.
can use for myself. That's the only thing I
Hmm.
really want from them is some knowledge. That's it.
That's
Ain't nothing
it.
else.
How you get to plan A to B or B to A, whatever you want to call it, A to Z. Um, that's all I want to know. I need to know the plan, the
And again,
knowledge.
and it's not so you could do it exactly how they did it because it's not going to work for you the same way. But you can take that and use it as tools and stuff to still kind of do things your own way
And
and
build your
make it
team. That's
exactly,
all you need.
exactly.
Build your team. But like I said, some people they don't even want to tell you that. Like I would give that information. Like if you asking me and you ask me multiple times, like, you know, the house situation or whatever. And I'm like, okay, girl, you need X, Y, and Z. You know
Mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm.
Um,
Right,
and so
because
I
like
don't
you
have no
just got
problem.
it's like you just bought a house and stuff, and you gave me some tips and stuff, and I'm not ready yet, but I can use the knowledge that you gave me for when I am ready to go and get my
Yeah.
own house and do things.
And I'll be
You know,
sharing it. Yeah,
yeah.
girl.
So, but that's how it
that's
should be.
that's what
That's
I'm
how
talking
friendship
about.
should be. That's how it
What you
should be.
say?
And I said, but that's how friendship should be. And just like
Yes.
there was something that I knew that you wanted knowledge on, you give that because you're supposed to build off each other and hype each other up no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There shouldn't be no jealousy, especially in friendship.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be like that in family either, but it is. But that's why you got to pick your friends wisely.
That's true. But that's why I didn't mention family because I mean you can't choose who your family
You
is.
can't you can't choose your family, but you can choose who you want in your life, and
True.
you can love them from a distance. You do not have to talk to them every freaking day,
That is true.
and you do not have to talk to them at all if you don't want to. So
True.
you don't have to choose them, but you can damn sure choose when you want to talk to
That
them.
is true. That is
So,
true.
and if that's protecting your peace, then protect your peace.
Yes. I mean, and not only that, take breaks too, because, like
Yes,
you were saying, social media plays a lot in, the comparison. So
it
take some breaks
does.
if you need to. There's been times where I've uninstalled my apps for like a month, and just not been on them.
Mhm.
Or even now that I don't uninstall them now, but now I just won't be on them. I'll take those mental breaks because you need that sometimes. It's so
You
much,
do.
like, it's so much on there, it's overload.
Mm-hmm.
And it can become overwhelming. So it's good to take those breaks from social media and just live in the real world.
Right.
Don't
Well,
be.
see, with me and social media, I was never on it in the first place. I'm only on it because we doing our podcast. That's the only reason why I'm on it.
My main reason.
And then certain stories come up, and I'll laugh and I'll giggle or whatever because I love laughing. I love comedy and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But certain stuff is on there, relationship goals and all that type of stuff that I run past or whatever. But other than that, like social media don't run me, and I'll be damned if I have the social media running me. I'll be damned if I have the news running me because you already know I don't be listening to the news.
I
If it's
know.
something important, my husband would definitely let me know what's going on because I'm not about to. First of all, the news is depressing in itself, so I'm not about to bring that into my life and be like, "Oh, this is devastating." Yes, it's devastating, when people lose their life and things like that. But I can't have that stuff impact my life. Even though it may in certain situations, in our black community, cops shooting and killing us and all this type of stuff. Yes, that stuff impacts me, but I can't dwell on those things, right? I can just only use those things, like we're talking about using the tools that we get from things, and talk to my nephews, talk to my cousins and stuff like that because they're young black men. So stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But and to let them know, like, be careful on these streets because this world is crazy. But other than that, that's the only thing that I take from social media, like the positivity stuff, not the crazy stuff that make me go crazy. Because like I said, I'd be damned if I'm gonna have AI and I don't know what else that other stuff be called. Because so many of them run my life. Like I am not a robot.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh yeah, that's why I deter my kids from that stuff, like YouTube and all that crazy mess. Yeah, no.
And I think people just need to remember that, everybody's journey is unique, and, it's space
Mm-hmm.
for all of us to thrive. Like, that's why it's
Yes.
good to just stay in your own lane. There's space for everybody. Like, you can
Mm-hmm.
do your own thing and still be successful. You'll be able to find your people,
Yeah.
that's going to rock with you, no matter
Yeah.
what it
Just
is
like
that
you
you're
found your
trying to do.
husband.
Exactly. You'll find your people. So
Yeah.
it's good to just do your own thing. Take those mental breaks if you need to, and maybe just try to find things that you're grateful for.
Right.
I have a gratitude jar. Like, I have an app on my phone called Gratitude Jar where, every night it'll set me a reminder to just say what I was thankful for that day, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to kind of keep yourself from always comparing your life to other people's. Be grateful for what you have and the things that are happening in your life, especially
Right.
the good things, because there is things that's coming your way, and as long as you're grateful for what you have, you'll get more.
You will.
You'll get
Yeah,
more.
and I
And you're
have, like you said, you got an app for things to be grateful. I have an app
Mhm.
for affirmation
Yeah.
because I'm really thankful for my affirmations because I also I always been in for in affirmation and all that type of stuff, but I'm also instilling those things in my daughters too. So we could talk more, deep into that too for episodes. But I'm just saying, like you said, everybody got their place, everybody got their own journey, unique. So we do things that's going to make us better,
Right.
better citizens or whatever you want to call us. Not no aliens though, but I always gotta make a joke in there somewhere. but but yeah, everybody's here for a purpose. You just gotta find your purpose. Sometimes, at times I was like, what is my purpose? I had to think about that. Growing up and stuff like that. But I found my purpose. I know what my purpose is, and again, I'm young, but yeah, you just gotta learn who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta learn
And,
who you are.
and
You gotta,
celebrate yourself. Celebrate the
yeah,
small victories. Like I was saying, things, naming things that you're grateful for, but celebrate those small successes, because even if it's a small success, it's still a success. So
yeah.
celebrate your
Like
small
waking up
wins.
the next day.
Yeah, that's a win in itself, right? Opening
Yeah.
your eyes that next morning, seeing another day. So
Mm-hmm.
celebrate those wins, and you'll find yourself, like I said, being more grateful and being more content with your life. And you won't be
Mm-hmm.
so quick to compare yourself to others when you focus
Right.
on yourself.
Yeah. Just focus on yourself. Win. Have your people up in your corner, and have a nice and happy life.
Yes. And definitely have people in your corner that can celebrate your wins too. If
Yes.
you if you feel even an inkling of jealousy, that's not your people.
Nope.
I mean, it's normal for some people to, compare somewhat, but not to the point where they're jealous of you or they're trying to do the same things that you're doing, like you were saying. So,
Mm-hmm.
have people in your corner that's going to celebrate your wins for you and be happy for your small wins, for any of your wins, small wins, big wins, just genuinely happy for you.
That's why I watched that show. What is it? The Wives? I forget what it's called. It's with Jill Scott in it.
Oh, the what's it called? The something Wives Club.
Yeah. The
Uh,
yeah. I think it is called Wives Club, ain't it?
it might be the Wives Club. It's something like that, but I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
something
about.
like that.
Yes.
But I love that because they
Mhm.
all successful women.
Right.
They have their little date night or whatever, and when one of them do something good, they go out and celebrate and stuff like that. So I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not as hard as y'all think I am. I just don't have a no tolerant policy, but I do, the relationships that I do cherish them.
Right.
And I still want my little, my people's like, Martin show and it's the First Wives Club. That's what it's called.
Yes.
The First Wives Club. I want to be able to hang out with my girls and we celebrate and we do all type of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that, I just don't have no nonsense policy. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still fun.
You're still willing to celebrate other people's
Yes,
success. So
it's
I mean,
room to
that's all it is
celebrate.
about having the right people in your corner.
Yeah.
It really is. So, try to create that circle. And I know it's hard, especially in this days of time. It's hard to even make genuine friends and continue friendship. But again,
It
these people
is,
are out there. They're
but
out
I think you have to be in a certain part of your life.
there.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You have to be in that maturity growth part of your life in order to meet other mature people. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be doing all that dumb stuff because again, that's where that policy come from. Like I can't be babysitting you. You grown. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
We already got too much on our plate already as moms.
Mm-hmm.
A mom and a wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go out with your friends and you want to let your hair down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
want to be worrisome. You don't want to be worried about, anything. You just want to be chilling.
Yeah, and you want to be able to confide. You want a safe space. So you want to feel like you have a safe space within your friends, friend
Yes.
circle where you can talk about your highs and your lows without the judgment, without, comparison, without the jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to feel like you can be yourself around your friends in your circle.
Right.
And so I mean, that's important.
It really is. And I do think that is a good spot to end this episode because we don't want to spill the beans for the next episode, only because our next episode is going to talk deeper into that safe space and what do you see in your friends and what do you want from your friends and what do you want to give to them as a friend. So
Right.
we're going to talk on that might be a little longer, but stay tuned. You got anything else to add?
Nope, just stop comparing yourself. Again, everybody's journey is their own. Everybody's journey is unique. You're unique. That's why you created the way you are. That's why your life has panned out the way it is. And just
Mm-hmm.
focus on your own successes, celebrate your wins, and be grateful every day.
Yes. Be grateful and get some affirmation.
Yes, get some
Pass that affirmation
affirmation.
down to your kids and stop that back in the day generational curse and move on to positivity. So we want to
There you
keep
go.
our Keisha Niche fans on that positive note.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to let y'all go. But again, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all email us. Give us what y'all thoughts, We want to answer some questions. But like I said before, keep it cute. Keep it on mute or we're going to delete. Okay? You always got to add that in there.
Exactly.
But anyway, thank y'all again for tuning in, supporting us. And we'll see y'all on the next episode. See y'all.
Bye.